in which we are studying the mechanism of foreign DNA transfer in the bacteria. There are basically three basic mechanisms. One is conjugation, in which two bacteria contact with each other and develop a pilus, and the genetic material is transferred. The second is transduction method, in which we use virus as a mediator to transfer the desired DNA fragment in the bacteria. The third and natural one is the transformation. That process requires the DNA fragments which are released in the environment or culture medium, and these fragments of DNA molecule, they are taken up by the bacteria. So these are the three different mechanisms of bacterial gene transfer. The first method is the transformation. The desired GNA is isolated from the bacteria, fragmented desired gene, and it is released in the medium. This is the recipient bacteria which is present in the medium, and this bacteria absorbs the foreign DNA fragments that are released in the medium. So this bacteria is called as recipient bacteria, and the DNA is called as foreign DNA. The another method is conjugation. Here you can see these two, they are the participating bacteria in the process of conjugation. The bacteria which donates the genetic material is called donor cell, and the bacteria which receives the material or DNA fragments, they are called as recipient cell. So when these donor and recipient bacterial cells, they come close together, they develop a tube by extending their membranes and capsules. This is called as conjugated tube. And through this conjugation tube, the genetic material is transferred from one bacteria to another bacteria. So the donor DNA is transferred directly into the recipient through a connecting tube. The contact and transfer of the genetic material, they are promoted by a specialized plasmid present in the bacteria of donor cell. Here the third method, you can see transduction process. Here this is the donor bacteria cell which has foreign DNA material received through the infected bacteriophage. So this bacteriophage has our desired gene inserted in its genome. So this bacteriophage which infect the bacteria releases its DNA fragment. Okay? Then these bacteria, they grow in the bacterial cell, and fragments they are and the viruses they are released after the growth of the viruses. So the bacterial cell undergo lysis, and these released bacteriophages, they infect another bacteria, and again they transform the genetic material. So the donor DNA is transferred when phage particle infect the recipient cell. So in the first and in the last, this transformation and transduction process, only one bacterial cell is involved, whereas in the conjugation process, two bacterial cells they are involved. Now we will see the process of transformation, that is the take-up of foreign DNA material by the bacteria through the medium. So these bacterial cells, they are able to take up the DNA. They are called as competent cells. These bacteria, they carry genes that encode proteins that called as competent factors. The protein molecules that are present in the bacteria, they are called as competence factors. So these protein molecules, they facilitate the binding of the foreign DNA material to the bacterial cell wall, uptake of the material through the cell wall, and subsequent incorporation of the DNA material into the bacterial chromosome. This last part is very important. That is the incorporation of the foreign DNA material which is taken inside the bacteria into the chromosome of the bacterial cell. So the transformation is it is the process by which the bacterium will take up extracellular DNA. Why it is called as extracellular DNA? That means this DNA fragment it is not present in the bacterial genome or bacterial chromosome, but through medium this DNA fragment is taken up by the bacteria. Therefore, the process is called as transformation. The whole bacterium genome is changed. Therefore, this process is called as transformation. So, this method was discovered by Frederick Griffith in the year 1928 when he was working with the strains of Streptococcus pneumoniae, the bacteria that causes pneumonia. There are two methods for the transformation. One is the natural transformation and second is the artificial transformation. In the natural transformation process, the DNA taken by the bacteria is taking place without any help of the any other method, that is without outside help. Whereas the artificial transformation, the DNA take-up occurs with the help of a special technique, that is sometimes the agitation of the plate, shaking of the plate, or passing slight current in the culture medium, even addition of some salts. This special method or artificial methods, they are used to ease the passage of DNA fragment in the bacteria. That is, due to all these methods, the bacterial cell wall allows the foreign particles to enter inside the cell. So these are the two basic methods, natural transformation and artificial transformation, that are widely used in the culture. So here you can see this is the bacteria, and this bacterium it does not have the DNA fragments, okay, that binds to the cell surface receptor. So this fragment is not present in the bacteria, but it is received by the receptor which is present on the bacterial cell wall. Then this an extracellular endonuclease. It cuts the DNA into the smaller fragments. So what does this do? This protein molecule or receptor molecule, it cuts the fragments, the DNA, into the smaller fragments. The one strand is degraded. Out of the two strands, one strand is degraded and a single strand is transported into the cell. So what happens when this foreigner fragment of DNA it reaches to the bacterial cell wall? Here there is a protein that recognizes this DNA fragment and it cuts the DNA fragment into smaller pieces and it degrades the another DNA strand and only one strand is released inside the cell. Only one strand of the DNA, foreign DNA is released inside the cell. Then the DNA strand which is released inside the bacteria, it aligns itself parallel to the homologous region on the bacterial chromosome. This is the bacterial chromosome and this is the homologous region of the chromosome to this particular DNA fragment. Now what happens? The DNA strand is incorporated into the bacterial chromosome. So what happens? There is a cut taking place in the bacterial chromosome. That complementary fragment is removed and the foreign DNA fragment of the lac is incorporated in the bacterial genome. So therefore, this much part of the bacterial chromosome, it is called as heteroduplex. It is called as heteroduplex. But all the nucleotides that are present in the foreign DNA and in the chromosomal DNA fragments, they are not complementary, exact complementary to each other, but some part, some region of the foreign DNA is mismatched with the bacterial chromosome. What you see here? Some part is mismatched. Therefore, here you see there are no nucleotide matching and no formation of bonds between the nucleotides. Then the enzymes that are present in the bacteria, they carry out the repair of the DNA molecule. The complementary base pairs to the foreign DNA, they are added here and the DNA is repaired. So here you see the whole DNA or the bacterial cell is transformed into the another form of the bacteria. The basic chromosome structure is transformed. Therefore, we call this cell as transformed cell. So this transformation of the bacteria is sometimes non-homologous or homologous. Sometimes the DNA that enters inside the cell is not homologous to any genes. The example that we have seen was homologous to the bacterial genome, but here sometimes the DNA fragment is not homologous to any gene of the bacterial chromosome. Then it may be incorporated at a random site on the chromosome. It means when there is no complementary part present in the bacterial chromosome, then this foreign DNA material, it is adjusted inside the chromosome randomly at any site. The site is not fixed as we have seen in this. Here the site was fixed. Lag minus this was the nearly homologous part of the chromosomal DNA. Therefore, at the same position, the foreign DNA or lac positive DNA, it was incorporated. But when this lac DNA is not matching with any part of the gene or any genes that are present in the bacterial chromosome, then that time this foreign DNA is incorporated in this chromosome anywhere, not at a particular site, but here the site is fixed. Like transduction transformation mapping is used for genes that are relatively close together. Okay, so it is just like transduction, that the transformation mapping is used for the genes that are relatively close together, means the sequence of the genes which are very much close to the desired DNA fragment or the foreign DNA fragment that we wish to incorporate in the bacterial chromosome or genome. Now this transfer of the foreign DNA fragment into the bacteria, it takes place in different ways, and there are some requirements for the cells also. Now, the types of genes required through horizontal gene transfer are quite varied and include, they are quite varied. So what is the horizontal transfer? From one species to another species transfer, that is called horizontal transfer. And vertical transfer we have seen in the last lecture, from parent to the mother, from parent to the daughter cell, that is called vertical gene transfer. So this horizontal gene transfer, it is varied and it includes genes that confirm the ability to cause disease and genes that confirm antibiotic resistance. Okay, so what is necessary? That the gene should able to cause disease in the bacteria. At the same time, the genes should have ability to produce the antibiotic resistance substances. Suppose you have inserted a disease causing gene in the bacteria and you are culturing this in the culture medium. That time you have to add some antibiotic resistance substances. Some antibiotic you have to add. So if your transferred bacterial cell is dying or is unable to survive or it is getting infected again with some viruses, that should not happen because you will not get any result. So to avoid this, the bacterial gene should have some antibiotic resistance. So the horizontal transfer has dramatically contributed in the phenomenon of acquired antibiotic resistance. Okay, so that is the bacterial resistance to antibiotic is a serious problem worldwide. So when you treat bacteria with one antibiotic, immediately it becomes resistant strain and After that, if you add many times the same antibiotic in the culture medium, then the bacteria develops the antibiotic resistance to that particular antibiotic. So this is what we are finding now. Even we have seen in our corona cases, the new strains that are produced by the viruses in different countries, they are resistant to the antibiotic that was given to the patients earlier. Now, many countries, nearly 50% of the Streptococcus pneumonia strain, they are resistant to penicillin. So when penicillin was discovered, that time when the penicillin was given to the patients suffering with the pneumonia, then they used to recover by this drug or medicine. But nowadays, if you give penicillin to these bacteria or the pneumonia patient, you do not see any recovery in the patient because the Streptococcus pneumoniae bacteria is now resistant to the penicillin. Yes, students, are you able to understand? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now, transformation process, that is the genetic recombination in which a DNA fragment from a dead or degraded bacteria enters into a competent recipient bacterium and it is exchanged for a piece of the recipient's DNA. So what is the transformation now we can define? It is the genetic recombination in which a DNA fragment is added to the recipient bacterium. And which type of DNA is added? This DNA is may be taken from a dead bacteria, that may be taken from the degraded bacterium, and it is inserted or incorporated in the bacteria. The bacteria which receives the foreign DNA is called as competent recipient bacterium. And the when you are adding the foreign DNA part or fragment of the DNA into the recipient bacterium, that time some piece of the recipient bacteria's DNA is exchanged. As we have seen in the diagram, some nucleotides, they were not showing complementary bases. That part of the bacterial chromosome, it was repaired, isn't it? And when the new DNA was incorporated, that much part of the bacterial DNA, it was removed. So this process of transformation, it involves 4 steps. The first step is the fragment of DNA from a dead bacterium is obtained. That is, the DNA from the bacteria is isolated and they are fragmented. Then this fragmented bacterial DNA, it is released in the culture medium. Then this is the bacteria which is having a receptor protein that binds with the foreign DNA molecule and later on it is released in the bacteria. So this fragment of DNA from the dead donor bacterium binds to the DNA binding proteins on the cell of the competent bacteria, leaving the recipient bacterium. Now there is a protein called red protein, recognition protein A, that promotes the genetic exchange between the fragment of the donor bacterium with the recipient DNA bacteria. So these are the molecules, recognition molecules or recombinating molecules, Rec-A, that help the bacterium genome to accept the foreign DNA in its own chromosome. Now here you can see this is the recipient DNA chromosome and this is the foreign chromosome or DNA material, and these are the protein molecules. After binding these DNA fragments to the chromosome, they are released. So here you can see the part of the DNA fragment is now exchanged completely. So in this way here, the foreign DNA is incorporated in the chromosome of the बॅक्टेरिया. लहानपणी तुम्ही खेळ खेळला असेल ना मुलींनी, वेगवेगळ्या रंगांच्या बांगड्यांचे तुकडे एकमेकाला जोडून बनवायचं, खेळला का कधी? हॅलो हॅलो स्टुडंट.
Yes, ma'am.
हा, दिस इज ऑल्सो द सेम वे. Okay students, do you have any doubt? Did you understand? Did you understand completely?
Yes.
Yes. Are you taking screenshots?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now I stop here.